countdown, which it doesn't anymore. So now we're live. There we go. It's happened so fast. Boom. Welcome to
All right.
a Let Us Game LUG Con edition of the Matrix RPG. This is a free RPG. Anybody can download, test, have fun with at the unmatrixrpg.com. So we have a few people playing with us today. I'm just going to introduce everybody real quick so they can say hi, or if they want to pimp their wares, I don't know what they might have. They can do that. So on the left on my screen is Marker. Glad you can make it.
Hello, thank you. Yes.
We have an infamous Todd Crapper here. Incredible guy. He made Killshot RPG. Thanks for making it.
Not a problem. Pleasure to be here. Finally give this sucker a shot.
Nice. And then we have another person visiting us today is William.
Glad to be here. Glad to finally play this thing.
Awesome. So all these people have seen The Matrix before. Hopefully you in YouTube land have seen The Matrix before. We're ready to replicate this in RPG form. So we're going to have a lot of fun today and just try and enjoy the heck out of it. So what we have here to just kind of set the scene for everybody, including my players, is they live in this city called Zion. Zion's an underground city, and they have a hover ship. And there's a Captain Sparky who's leading the charge. They have been trying to pull out potential red pills. Markers are Captain Sparky, trying to pull out potential red pills to add them to the rescued people of Zion. I mean, Zion is nothing but refugees from the Matrix, and so they're trying to get another refugee out, save another human life from the machines. You know, how best to beat your enemy, but to take their food. So they've been working really hard to get this person out of the Matrix, and finally it's come to a head where they think they're this close to getting them out. So, unfortunately, everybody in the world can't see the screen. I need to get to Twitch TV or something like that eventually, but you'll just have to think The Matrix as we're playing and all that good
That's
stuff.
just how surreal this game is. You have to actually take the red pill to truly appreciate watching this game. Oh, it's so deep.
It's super deep. It's incredible. So we have a few characters here today. They're all members of the same hover ship. The hover ship is the ISIS. They embarked months ago to do this, not months, weeks ago, to do this extraction. So they've been out eating their oatmeal goop in this really confined space that just has recycled air, and it's kind of like a submarine, really tight, always got to watch your head. And so now they're going to jump into the Matrix and actually try and get this person out. And so what they've done actually to draw this person out, when you go to pull somebody from the Matrix, you use some tricks. And one of the really popular tricks is called a meme trap. M-E-M-E, kind of like those pictures everybody sees, but it's that riddle. It's the follow me down the rabbit hole, follow the white rabbit kind of thing, because you really need to figure out who's the AI, because the AI, it's like a fly trap. They're trying to catch people like this, and you're trying to avoid that. And AI don't deal with riddles the same as humans do. And so one of the tricks that humans that have been extracted have found is to put a riddle in there. And a lot of times riddles will really bug humans that they have to figure it out, and they have to try and find the answer. You know, what's the answer, Neo? Well, you know, what's the question? So that's where they're at right now. Is they've been on this ship, the ISIS, with Captain Sparky for years. He's released every one of these people. There's a few more people on the ship, but we're not going to worry about those people. We're only focusing on these few stars that are actually going to do the job today. So the meme trap that you guys have used to try and find this red pill potential is a secret society kind of meme trap. And so there's this, terrorist secret society. There's this riddle that you've been putting out there that, you know, there's a secret society that this person should join, and you've advertised it, and so you've been waiting for a response, and you actually got a response just recently. get myself set here. You got a response from the Matrix. So everybody's been sitting in the ship doing their kind of boring stuff, and it's 6 hours on the monitors, checking out all the zeros and ones flying by the screen. Everybody rotates, and then you're always watching for sentinels in the real world, making sure that they don't catch you on their rotation, or sorry, on their patrols. But you get a response. It's like, wait a second, okay, I think the beacon that we set up went off. To basically explain it is, you guys had an ad in a newspaper. Somebody responded to that ad, and you've done some other, setting rumors here, some graffiti there, some meme traps are just complicated riddles, and so you just lay a lot of pieces that are disjointed and not connected. But the trigger, the thing that you're waiting for, is for somebody to respond to kind of this personals. Not really a personals, but kind of a personals. And you got a response. So it's like, yes, finally. It sends off a beacon to whoever's watching those TRID screens. And the beacon is actually a phone message in the Matrix. So when you're in the ship, it's read-only access. Everything's Wi-Fi. You can look at anybody in any house, in any room. But unfortunately, to answer that phone, you have to go into the Matrix. So it's like red alert. The whole ship just start pew, 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 pew. I guess it would just be visual, not actually noise. You don't want to let every sentinel in the world know you're there, but you've got the signal, and you guys know that you're the crew that's going to go and answer this. So you get into the jump rig. They go ahead and put stuff into the back of your heads, and we're only going to have your characters go into the Matrix. So it's just going to be the three of you, the captain, Knuckles, and Judge, jumping into the Matrix. And it's that whole, everything's just kind of swirling around. The green turns in, ones and zeros actually start to turn into concrete and paint and dust and smells. Instead of being that kind of very dense, humid smell of the ship, it's actually flowers and piss and, like stuff, actual stuff. And so that's kind of the nice thing about the Matrix. Even though you don't ever know what you're going to get, it's something different than the ice cold real world. So
right.
You guys know you're there because you're smelling stuff. Different than each other. So I have a splash screen to show you guys. I just need to flip it here. That should be it. That's not the one. That should have been the one. Do you see that? Do you see a room?
Room with a flat screen TV, yeah?
Bingo. Nice. I got a couple images on top of each other, so as a GM, I couldn't really see it light up. So that's a room that you guys jump into, and it's got an old, we're in the 20th century. It's kind of weird to say that now. We're in the 20th century with a answering machine with a light just blinking, and that's your message.
Okay.
And it set off a trigger that was the beacon to the ship, because everything's a program and all that kind of stuff. So,
all right.
And this is what they call a safe house. So it was a secure connection that was predetermined as a secure connection ahead of time. Secure meaning there's nobody in the Matrix that is physically looking at you. It's kind of secure. Because anybody sees you, they report right to the agents, and then you've got a whole swarm of crap going. So
right.
Yeah.
It's like some place that you guys have rented. Nobody ever comes in. So what do you do?
So pretty much across the way from us, we see that blinking red light for the message.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk over that way, kind of adjusting my code as I'm walking. I'm going to grab that bottle that we see on the table there. I'm going to pop the top out of it. I'm just going to take a swig of it, and I'm just going to go, ooh, one of the things I miss. Set it back down on the table, go over and hit the message.
Heck yeah. It's like, it's not so bad being in code sometimes. The machines do a good job.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
we know
go
we're
along
fooling
and-
ourselves, but help yourself.
I'll go along and I'll just start moving towards the door right away, just putting an ear to it, listening to see if there's anything going on outside, because obviously any witness spots us, and not only are we possibly blown, but the safe house is blown.
Yes.
I'm good. I'm gonna go. I was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna go to the other side of the house, look out the windows, just peek a little bit.
And you
I'll see
guys
if I can
definitely make
adjust
sure.
the volume on the message so everyone can hear it.
And you guys make sure that the the area is secure. So you go to the front door, you're listening, and you're not hearing anybody. It's kind of like an apartment building. You're not hearing anybody walking by. Outside the window, you hear some what you think are kids playing in the street. I don't have your guys' character names memorized, so I'm just going to kind of call you out. But maybe there's a way I can mark it on the... Because I like to get immersed. So let me...
Well,
Who
do you
was
want us
judge
to use the
again?
lower thirds for that?
No, I'll write it on next to the characters here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that would help everybody viewing. If you could put your tagline as your character, that would be excellent.
Okay.
And that's going to be the Hangout Toolbox, or whatever as your character name. Because I like to call you by not your real names while we're playing our game. So you're hearing kids in the street playing out there, and the message rolls, and it sounds like a young adult, about maybe 18, 17, sounds really confused, and he's, hi? Is this the Jackal? Did you ever get my earlier post? I can't really talk, but I really, really want to meet you. I think I understand. And he's like, but I'm surprised you haven't called me back because I sent that letter so long ago. And then he hangs up. Oh, sorry. Sounds like somebody interrupts him and he hangs up. Like you can hear something in the background, like a door open. Somebody said, Billy! And he clicked it closed. So you're kind of thinking to yourself, that's what we wanted. We got a response.
Yeah.
What's your first thought?
Chapman. Seems like it's a solid request.
Seems like it. I'm going to try to play it a couple more times and make sure we hear everything in the background. See if there's any other details that'll help us find him, or even if there's some sort of like caller ID with a number for a callback.
Oh, there you go. And no caller ID. Just, it's not one of those common things at this point in history.
Apparently.
But you play it back a few times. Everybody go ahead and roll. It's your logic. Just kind of like focus. I apologize. I should know my own attributes here. Is just your focus in dice. And the way this game rolls, one success always does something for you.
Okay.
And it builds from there.
Oh.
Okay, so
And it's 8 or above is success.
8 or higher is a success.
Yeah. I got 0.
I got 2. I had a 10 that exploded, so I get to roll another one, correct?
Yes. And add
Okay,
it to it.
that one came up as a 6, so I still have 2.
is it just focus, or do we mix it with something else?
Just to focus on this one. You're trying to remember a little something.
Oh. Cancel my only success.
No.
Oh.
Curses.
Yes.
Todd, you seem to remember. Let's see.
Hmm.
Knuckles. You're like, wait a second. If he sent us a letter, we set up an address associated with this, and it goes to a P.O. box. So you're thinking that there's a post office box that probably has a letter. The strange thing about it, though, is that also had a alert. So as soon as you would have gotten a letter, you should have gotten an alert to the ship, just like you did with the message. So that just kind of strikes you as strange. I mean, it's just like, we should have got an alert for that if he sent in a letter, but, you know.
Yeah, and then
Right.
playing the message back, does he say how long it's been since he sent the letter? Like, I sent it over a week ago, or was he vague?
He says it's been at least a week.
It's been at least a week. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that should possibly being able to trace where that call came from might not be a bad idea then, because right now this is looking a little suspicious.
Is there any other clues in the background that'll help us find out where he's at?
And nothing else is helpful from replaying that. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that he probably lives with his parents and not on his own, because
Okay.
when he hung up, what triggered it was somebody saying, Billy, like he had to go, maybe calling him for dinner or something like that.
Yeah. So our Mark is a kid. This is not going to complicate matters at all.
No.
Hey, what's a little kidnapping, of a child?
No.
Child abduction. Oh God.
So that's why this game starts late. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Right. 18 or over.
Well, I would think that we would come across quite a few kids though, wouldn't we? Like, especially teenagers, they start to question a lot of authority.
Yes, and part of pulling people out of the Matrix is it has to be done before 18. So,
Yes, okay, there we go.
That's right.
yeah, you're usually abducting. Sorry, public, that's just the way the movie was written. The older you are, the harder it is. So, yeah, you usually focus on teenagers and young ones. So you do have a few circles that you run in, here and there. Kind of like, imagine yourselves as very polished with the coffee shops, like wherever there's the high schoolers, the pizza shops, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was going to say, do any of us have any kind of skill to hack into this thing to try and trace the code? But we can just call the operator for that.
You could try and call the operator. That's one, kind of like a social hacking. The other is, I think somebody should have an actual matrix programming skill.
Wait. Don't we also just have, what is it, star 69?
That wouldn't work in this case.
No?
And the person who does have the hacking is on the ship. That's what happened.
That's right.
So there's a person, Rhino, who's on your group who's back on the ship for hacking. So you could try a social hack. You could call the operator and, just be very nice and all that kind of stuff, and it would be based on your common sense.
Oh, I was going to say an operator on the ship.
Oh, gotcha.
On our ship.
Trying to hack the old records.
Our operator.
Yeah.
No, because it's read-only. Like, if you guys got to AT&T and fed the operator the details they needed,
Mm-hmm.
then the operator could do something for you, but you would physically be there. It's that read-only access that's kind of killing that, because it's like he can look at a lot of stuff, but he needs to get into the computer, and that's where you guys come in. You're his fingers.
Okay.
But if somebody did have hacking, that's the one that would have done it.
Well, what else is there that we can do from right here and now, or do we head straight over to where the mailbox is and maybe cautiously kind of, scout it from afar, move in slowly kind of thing?
I don't know that we can do anything here.
Yeah, sorry. If that was
safe
directed
house,
at
no.
me.
And
The safe house is pretty much to catch those messages, and that's about it. That's like its main purpose.
Yeah, and honestly, we should probably be here as little as possible.
Yeah. All right.
Good
So
point.
let's start to move then. Now, just to double check on this one, I know under equipment, I don't actually have any guns, but I'm assuming that we could theoretically be arriving with whatever weapons that we had in mind.
Yes, there's a loading program. Sorry, there's a
Yeah.
little space between jacking in and actually being in the reality. That's a loading. It's that white room. And so you just ask the operator for whatever you feel. I kind of assume no combat on this one, so I didn't focus on it. But
Okay. Okay. So
Right.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
unless
Hey, we're
things
getting
really
your
went
supply
south.
ready.
And it doesn't have to be just weapons. Like, it's really about anything, you know. I need a cup of coffee and a duffel bag. Bam. He's got it for
We
me.
may have to keep that one on quick dial.
So, operator calls you back up.
Mhm.
You get back to the ship, and Rhino's like, "Oh man, God, I could have been there to help you." It's like, we definitely need to hit AT&T, but the PO box, I think that's the best place. She says, I'm a little skeptical because we had a beacon on it. So I think you guys should really kind of suit up for this one because something smells fishy.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to have any argument with that one.
Definitely feel a little bit better with some more weapons on hand.
Yeah, I kind of just, even reading through this guy, I just picture him going with guns regardless of which. Unless it's a scenario where we know that there's going to be metal detectors and it's, So yeah, I imagine him
Right.
going with at least 2 sidearms at all times.
That didn't stop him in the source material. But anyway.
Yes, definitely. So you say that to the operator. He's like, "Oh,
Yep.
gotcha. We could definitely cover this." I'm gonna mute myself when I'm not talking because my whole family's around. So no worries.
Understood.
But yeah, you guys will definitely be loaded up, and this is kind of like a bam bam. So there's no reason not to get loaded in the loading program. If you want to make quick edit notes on your character as to what you pulled, and just ask me and I'll tell you if it's a no. But most weapons you have. Can't pull in tanks, vehicles, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, of
man.
course not. We got to make it challenging to a certain extent.
Right?
Didn't hear anything about rocket packs. Oh.
Oh, no.
Hey, now.
Rocket Man, I see it now.
I know for Knuckles, pretty much anything that would fit conveniently underneath a trench coat, basically in a nutshell. Small arms weapons. Single-handed, like I said, for him with his John Woo guns, I mean, basically anything that he can operate 2 of at the same time.
9mm coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably going to be the best. Like 9mm or Glock, something like that.
Oh yeah, and there is a spot for damage. Sorry, just in general, like what you guys do. And this is only, don't worry about writing it down. It's only pertinent if you run into an agent. But those kind of things, I want to say, they do about 2 points of damage out of a scale of 5. Desert Eagle
Okay.
does 3 out of a scale of 5. Just kind of put it in perspective.
Whew.
And you guys get into the loading program. You have that white, just, event horizon. I mean, it's just white as far as you can see, above or below. You just know that there's ground because you're standing on it, that kind of thing. You obviously have your black clothing on, which is the military dress for Zion military. That's how they dress in the Matrix, which I thought was kind of funny. It's always black leather. A tie, and
Well, stylish.
yeah, depending on the color of your tie, bow tie, or cufflinks, that's whether you're a captain, first mate, that kind of thing, So it's really like the color of your accenting clothes. So you guys are loaded up. Armor's a negligible help. I mean, like I said, defense is pulling the die out, so armor just for look.
Right.
Rather be more mobile than loaded down.
I think that's the best way to go about it.
Gotcha. So
Let's get
everybody's
ourselves
got
some pistols and enough ammunition.
couple clips of whatever you're carrying,
Yeah.
or quick loaders if you like the 6-shot.
Mm.
Sweet.
No,
So
John
you guys,
Guns probably got to use automatic pistols.
Oh, I'm even gonna go full auto on a couple of mine. The ones with the extended
Wouldn't blame you.
magazine. So yeah. Yep.
oh nice, there you go. So yeah, you guys jump in, no duffel bags of ammo, but you're just like, got everything under the trench coats. And you come into more of a city scene. Now this is going to be a little bit more desperate than it actually is, but I love the image. So
Okay.
give me a moment to switch that over. Almost. There we go.
Oh.
A little more desperate than where you're at, but I love that image. Kind of pull it in. So
Oh, yeah. Nice.
that's on the block behind the post office. Oh, the post office is actually, I'll give you a top view, but I just love that image. It just really sets something about it for me.
Yeah, we come out, we see that, I'll be like, so what city are we in again?
Yeah,
No, too far. Too far.
right. You
We in
have messed
Seattle?
up. You have messed up. And I forgot, because there is an operator role. Let's just see how bad, I'm making GM assumptions. Got an exploder, which is always nice. All right, well, 2 successes, you come out of a telephone. Basically, the operator can do really good or really bad, and it's kind of like, how close does the operator get you to where you're trying to go? And so this one, Pickles is his name, gets you within 2 blocks of your destination.
Oh, good.
So that's pretty good. You've had some where you've had to like hoof it about 5 miles, and it's like, dude, we're gonna talk when I get back. This isn't real sweat, but it's
So this is real hyperventilating. That's what this is.
yeah.
I don't like to pretend to exercise.
Yeah.
So I need to pull in an image. But this is a street. On the left side is going to be the post office. I just need to kind of work it here a little, get it into where I need it. But do you guys do anything special as you come to the post office? Do you have any... It's a post office box. You have the key to open. I mean, the captain has the key. The key is important to actually open the post office box.
What time of day is it for one?
Oh, yeah. Noontime. I figured, 1 o'clock, but...
Okay, so a lot of people out and about.
A lot of foot
Correct.
traffic.
Yeah,
Good.
because it's like
Good.
a noontime on a Friday at a bank or something like that,
Yeah. I'm willing to stay outside. Like I figure, is there a lot of glass, a lot of window that I can still have a pretty decent line of sight to any of the other 2 who go inside if I stay out on the front step?
There is a main window, and I had something for this. I'm going to draw it in, or drag it in here. I realized it wasn't in G+. There we go. It's loading. And then I got to set it to the right layer. It's just going to be in the middle of the street. So this is kind of the general post office front that you're looking at. So you can kind of see, but it's not super clear.
What's their communication? I mean, do we have like comms, or is it pretty much communicate by phone, back and forth to each other?
Phone is the main mode of communication. It's the old flip,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well that's fine because what I'm thinking, I could stay outside, stand guard, have a smoke, or at least have a programmable cigarette, and just stay on the phone so I'm in touch with you guys while you're inside checking it out.
Yeah, I'd feel safer if someone was on the outside watching, because I smell a trap, and I'd rather not have anyone coming up behind us.
Yeah.
Well, since it is an obvious trap, do we all want to go in? I mean, there's only one key. So we really only need one person going inside. We can leave however many outside to get the scene from multiple angles.
What about Knuckles, stay outside, watch that. I go just inside, stay near the door, watch from in there, and then you go check the box. Then we've got kind of.
Yeah.
I'm quick to back you up there, but also I can watch if someone sneaks up behind you.
Yeah, good point.
We can do that. Get like on opposing corners, two of you to get better view, and then I can go in and check the box.
And I pulled your characters out onto the board just so you could actually, well, hopefully, wait a second, I think I pulled them onto the GM layer. Yeah. Now you will see them revealed.
Wow.
Just so you can kind of move them into that position you were thinking.
Can't grab it.
I'm curious. You guys saw the post office,
grab
right?
it.
You
Yeah.
see a queue?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to grab it, and it's like, it's not where I thought it was, so I gotta just move a couple things around.
Yeah, what if there's a layer issue? Because I can't grab my token.
Yeah, same.
Alright, let me see here. Oh, lame. Okay, here we go. Judge is Todd. For some reason, I had to give it permissions. I think because I dragged them out. How about you guys drag? If you take your names and drag them out, I think because I dragged them out, it didn't have any control.
Nope.
It didn't let you drag them out?
No.
No, it's just highlighting for me.
Crazy. Okay, here, I'll pull them out. Alright. And make sure I get on the right layer here. Alright, so we have the captain. There we go. There it is.
Okay, now it's working.
Sweet. And there we go, Todd. You should be good.
Thank you.
Definitely. And here we go, Knuckles. You're all set.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, you gave me judge.
Oh no.
You were so
Oh
close.
yeah, I'm judging.
Ah.
But I can move Knuckles if I wanted to.
Oops.
You know what? That's how we'll trick the Matrix.
There you go.
My bad. Alright, then Knuckles, give me one moment here. Had him backwards in my mind. Alright, now we're good.
There we go. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Perfect. Yeah, so I'll just put them. Actually, I'll just kind of put them right up against the kind of potted plant there and just have a cigarette.
Playing it cool.
I think you can go in somewhere like around here, depending on where the
Yes.
actual main office and queue is and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because I'm just guessing I'm near the main entrance.
Yes, that is the main door in.
Okay.
And the blueprint I have isn't exact, but we're going to work with it.
That's fine.
That'll work.
Because I wanted a post office, and I just couldn't find a post office. All right.
Oh, wait.
So the thing I was going for is there's this nice little like counter. So that's the main thing is there's this counter, and that's where the person is, doing all the mail stuff. And then all these little things are just post office boxes. So we're just gonna. And that's the one you're trying to get to. All right. So the captain's going in with the judge. You see the red highlighted post office box. No, you don't. Hold on. There we go.
Boop.
That's the one that your key fits into. I mean, there's
Okay.
like 20 or 30 on one side, so it's like the
So
side.
right after, sorry.
No, the side isn't important. It's just there.
All right, so right after I walk in, I'm gonna act like I got some sort of a message on my phone, and I'm gonna kind of like lean back against a wall and have my phone out and kind of looking at it and like acting like I'm responding with texting or something. But while I'm doing this, what I'm actually kind of doing is looking up and seeing if I can scan all the available exits and if anyone's taking any like note that we're there.
There is this kid behind the counter, not really paying attention, more paying attention to like just what he's doing. Not
Behind the counter
texting
like
back
he's-
then. He works there, sorry. There's somebody right there who just works there, handing off the mail as people come by, but that's about it. And then you have that queue outside one at a time. People kind of come in, get their mail, leave.
Right.
Nobody seems to be paying really attention to what you guys are doing.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
just
wish I
make
had a
my
good
way over
image.
to the box. No. Come
There
out
you
the
go.
box from kind of like this angle. Depending on which side it needs me to be on, open it.
And that's perfect. You put the key in there and turn it.
Yeah, unless there's any
Open
way I
it.
can like look into the box before I open it, but probably not in this.
No, yeah, it's that metal covered.
Yeah.
And the operator's like, yeah, I think there's something in there. Well, he
Let's
wouldn't
hope,
be.
otherwise this is
Sorry.
a wasted trip.
Yeah, he's got to call you on the phone. You actually have to be in an open phone call. But yeah, so you open it up,
Open it up.
and there's a parcel in there, just
Mhm.
waiting. I mean, as they all are. I mean, it's not like they're moving.
Okay.
But yeah.
Reach my hand in, set my hand on that parcel, but before I take anything out, I'm gonna turn and look at that kid behind the counter and see if he reacts.
He doesn't react. Knuckles,
Yep.
you do notice that there is a traditional FBI vehicle passing down the street. Doesn't come in front where you are. I'm looking for my cool images here. He doesn't come in front where you are, but is definitely a car moving in your general vicinity.
All right. I'm gonna give everyone the heads up.
The men in black seem to be around.
Alright, so just a heads up that he saw something or any
Correct.
particulars?
Nope, no particulars. He wasn't able to ID anybody, but there's definitely a car, like a suspicious vehicle in the area.
And as it's pulling up, just because obviously we don't want to be seen one way or the other, I figure even with agents is that they'd be monitoring any activity that goes on with actual law enforcement as well, because they always seem to appear as a cop. So just as they're starting to get closer, I'll just kind of just very subtly turn and start to walk inside the bank, like toss my cigarette aside like I just finished and go to move inside, but then not stray too far from the door, so that hopefully I'm not noticed.
There you go. You just kind of get in there and let them know what you saw.
Yeah, and I'll be talking on the phone while it's happening too, and I'll be using code talk, so obviously not using the word agent. But basically let them know that I saw, well basically I guess, just call it a black card coming down the street. Nobody move, everybody hold still, play calm.
There you go. And that's, if you see the car on the map at the top, that's basically what it did. Just kind of drove by the area. And you have this letter, slightly worn, like it was really written by somebody, not printed.
Right.
And it has a return address on it, and it's to the Jackal. That's the name that you guys use, the Jackal, in your meme trap.
Is that car still in transit or did it park?
It is in transit, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Let's go in. There we go. Halfway off.
If it was agents, I don't think they just, unless they're just trying to see what we do first, but they could just morph into one of these people.
Right, that's what I'm thinking about, just pocketing this letter and start just heading out.
Yeah.
You know, not like run away, but just, we got what we need, let's get out.
Yeah, maybe even start removing the envelope and everything, just to try and ditch as much. If there's anything that's got a trace on it, remove it as quickly as possible.
Right, I thought about doing that in
I would
transit,
assume we'd actually
leave it all
have
here.
Yeah. I would assume that we would have some kind of protocol in place for when this moment happened. So to do this very kind of thing, say when we
I
get
think
it,
it's like get back to the ship.
and that too, yeah.
Exit point. Yeah, right. Run.
Be sure if we're getting rid of the envelope, be sure to note the return address just in case.
If I get to where any place that even resembles safe, I'll try to glance at it and the address, the return address.
There you go. So the car comes down the road while you guys are walking away, and I'm trying to look for a police vehicle. You do hear sirens in the area.
Alright, I think it's...
My images are just taking forever to load. I should have had one ready. We'll just go
Oh,
with
I
the
see
blue
what the
car.
problem is. We're walking in the middle. We're actually walking in handicapped parking spaces. There we go.
Darn it!
Follow the rules of the
jaywalking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a black car, sorry. It's two police cars. Oh, man. Come around.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put the other one. There we go.
Which way is our phone that we have to go to, our landline? Is it up to the northeast or?
It's going to be at the top, so yep, north.
Okay.
Where you have to get out.
And how far away?
That you don't know yet. You came in a different
yeah.
direction, so he's got to dial up one. Let's see what he can get close. Well, as it goes, he's going to try and get up close to you guys. Oh, nice.
Come on, nearby bus stop.
Right. Wow, yeah. Pretty much around the corner. He's got something kind of over here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Lots of success. Well, 4. That's a lot in my book.
So theoretically, even if we can make it, are there any restaurants across the street from us? Because they normally have a very clear, direct route to get from front to the back alley.
There is. So let's see. There's your exit point. We'll just put it at the edge of the map there in pink.
Okay.
Hopefully that came out.
Yeah, I see it.
Excellent. And then the restaurant would be this kind of matching awning, I guess, pink awning.
Okay. Now, would the blue awning be the same establishment or a different one?
A different one. That's going to be just some kind of Best Buy type equivalent, knickknacks, electronic gear.
Okay, yeah. A lot of stuff they can use against us. Gotcha.
So the police are going to come out.
Right.
It's like, hold it, don't move. Not towards you. They come out and they're just running. Let's see. Let me get a couple tokens here. I should really have those tokens ready. Every time I say that to myself. Come here. I just forgot where all my people were. But the police are coming out to engage you guys and try and get you to stop.
Now, was it us, or I thought you said that they were shouting stop, but not to us?
Not to you directly, sorry, but it's everybody. It's like, everybody, get on the ground. We have terrorists in the area.
Not wanting to be in the middle of the street when this happens, I figure I'm going to try to get across the street and see if there's any way to try to hunch down over that way.
All right.
Those totally look like tanks from here. I just want to say that.
Right. They're just people.
Oh, we couldn't bring tanks. They can bring tanks.
Right?
That's the way the Matrix works. There we go.
Mhm.
So we
See
got
if
4
we-
police officers. Anybody have like a stealth? There is a stealth. That would be the
I've
most
got
appropriate.
thieving.
Thieving we could make work.
Yeah, and even then too, I'm not too worried about running right across the street because my teleportation glitch.
Okay. Well,
You know.
I think Marker was the one that was going to try and get across the street and lay
Yeah,
it
so
down or
that's what I
something.
mean. Yeah, like so, I'm definitely gonna stay on this side because I'm not as worried about how I'm gonna get across.
All right, Captain. You have these police coming out pretty much telling everybody to get down. Everybody.
Okay.
There's like 20 people in the street. Not literally in the street, on the sidewalk, 10 on one side, 10 on the other kind of thing.
I'm trying to see if there's any way to kind of like bleed in with the crowd. And there's like people laying on the ground, kind of like huddled together, like pushing against the wall.
Half of them are. You know, when you have that many people and they're shouting at them, half of them aren't doing what they're supposed to. Nobody's running. But, you know, some are like one knee down, like, should I be? You know, kind of like a little confused.
I'm doing the whole like hand on the wall, kind of like bending down a bit. You know, try not to like straight lay down, because I mean, come on, it's a leather coat. We can't do that to it. So, yeah.
So yeah, you know, and they're not like focused on you. You can just tell with their eyes that they're scanning. You know, they're just scanning the crowd.
Not trying to run across because obviously that's going to make it draw attention, but I'm going to try to like calmly walk across the street as if I don't hear them.
Right.
If there are others kind of shambling around, I'll try to go along with them too. But if not, I'm probably going to draw myself out. But
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
really
want to
the
be laying
only
down.
person walking across the street. The rest of everybody is definitely kind of, you know. And you notice that the post office has a. No, you wouldn't notice that. Sorry. Okay. But they really seem to be
I don't
focused
notice
on the
anything.
post office. So they're just like kind of scanning the rest of the crowd, telling everybody, get down, don't move. And then looking in the windows of the post office as they kind of do their military style, you know, walk by. They definitely yell at Judge. They're just like, get down, get out of the street, get down. And it's almost like conflicting. Like, what? Did you get out of the street? On the ground?
So
What do you want from me?
Yeah, I'm going to start to crouch like I'm going to get down, but I'm going to keep trying to move across to get out of the street. Obviously, you know.
Okay, well,
Getting out
this
of the
guy
way.
is focusing on you, but he's also having to consciously deal with traffic because the people in the cars have no idea what he is saying, you know? So it's a lot of confusion going on, but this gentleman, this police officer, has definitely moved closer to you. This isn't SWAT. I mean, it's just a 32 special or whatever the special is that the police use.
And that's kind of, I'm trying to use the confusion to have him focus on me, maybe versus my other team members. And yeah, I'm trying to get out of the street. And moving over here, sir. Over here, officer, I will.
All right, it's like, rah! Stop moving! Get over there! It's almost like he doesn't know what to tell you. I'm not sure where you go, but if you don't pull a gun on him, he doesn't fire, so he's just kind of like, eh.
I'm ultimately going to try to end up right there.
Okay.
And then I will kind of get like crouched down, like not laying on the ground, but so that way I can leap up quickly if need be.
By the time you get there, he gets closer to you. So, you know, as you move, he closes the gap with you. It's kind of like, okay, you move, he gets closer. You move, he gets closer. To the point where you are on the other side of the street and he is in your face with the gun pretty much like, 6 inches from you. Get down! I told you to get down! And his buddies over here on this side of the street focusing on you guys. Not crossing traffic, but trying to be like sniper style, put that in air quotes, where he's like taking a beat.
Does anybody around me have some sort of like baggy clothing on, or like a jacket or something?
No, normal clothing. I mean, you're the only baggy one out there. The rest of them are like suits or regular clothes.
He was like a suit if they have like a sports coat on. I was gonna see if there's a way that I could take the key and slip it into somebody else's coat pocket.
Oh, easily, yeah. There's definitely like coats to put stuff in, but not Sorry, I was thinking like skater baggy, like. These are more
No, I'm
like
just trying
professional
something
level.
where I can like sleight of hand the key into someone else's pocket.
Yes.
Okay,
Could
then I'll try
definitely do
that.
that. Because people are like covering their heads. They finally have kind of
Mhm.
understood, and they're looking over at all the excitement because he's just yelling off, top of his lungs to get this guy. And the rest of these police have actually gone inside. Sorry, while all that excitement was happening.
Are we able to see in? I'm just curious if we can see if they're like converging or focusing on the mailbox. Our mailbox.
Yes, they're definitely checking that out. They're also talking to the gentleman that was behind the counter, who at this point has pointed to you guys.
And they're going to check surveillance cameras anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Is there a possible way to head south and maybe come around the block to come back up by the extraction point?
You could do that, just kind of sneak out. But this police officer, you distract
Yeah, I was just going to say.
with your movement. So, I mean, if that's something you would engage in, he's definitely like, wait. Get out! Get out! There's a lot of yelling here.
Because mostly the whole, are they just trying to contain people, or are they just trying to get people away?
They're trying to get people from moving.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be the big thing. They're like, just stay down, don't move. Like they're, that's their focus.
We'll sort it out in a minute.
Yeah. All we know is nobody is leaving this area, period. That's what you're getting from all the shouting that's going on. And they point the gun at ladies, not babies, but ladies and men, and it doesn't, you guys happen to be moving the most, so they got, they're shouting at you, both of you, but Judge is definitely attracted his attention. And I don't know if you've actually got down yet, Judge, or you're just kind of like.
I mean, if he's got the gun in my head, I'm gonna get down on my knees, but I'm not gonna lay flat because I need to be able to get up quickly.
Yeah, no, he wants you down. I mean, this is he's not cuffing you. It's like down. So.
And if I see that kid point at us.
Yeah, I mean, he wants
himself
you
right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's ready. You stop moving! Rah, rah, rah. Get on the ground! Yeah, he's doing he might even be reaching for some handcuffs.
I can't have that.
Yeah, no, that can't stand.
I'm gonna try to see if I can get eye gaze with either the captain, with Knuckles, or the captain, and if they give me any kind of indication, I'm going for it. Because if we're getting pointed out, this guy's about to attempt to. I guess I would let him attempt to cuff me, and then I'd make my move.
Yeah, because I mean, he's just like, you gotta get down, trying to get you face to the ground, listen to me, and reaching for his cuffs while he's got the one hand with the gun, so whatever, the free hand, it's going to cuff you up. Hands behind your back.
Okay, I'm gonna do the Trinity move kind of thing and put my hands up and wait for him to grab, and then I'm gonna try to reach around and grab him.
So what we have
Scorpion kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we have an engagement that's going to be at a threat rating of 10. Not exceptional, but it's definitely it's got some tension in it. So it would take 10 successes to eliminate this current threat. Now the current threat before you is 4 policemen. You have one on top of you, Judge, and then there's one across the street, and then there's 2 in the building. But in this scenario, there's only 4. So it's all interpretive, but everybody cumulative is trying to get 10 successes to get this over with. So you do, but you got to describe it. Sorry, and the one thing I didn't say is the more you describe, you actually get extra dice onto your roll. So say you're doing some kind of gun thing. Well, you describe, it's limited by your skill. So if you have a skill of 1, you can only get a maximum of 1 die added. But if you have a skill of 4 or 5, you can get 4 or 5 dice added based on every distinct detail you add. So we're not trying to give people 5 minutes to describe what they're doing, but if it's oh, I do this and then I do this, it's and then I ride up and pull this out of here, and that kind of stuff that gets exciting, yes, we're giving dice for it, but that's it.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna be on my knees, and I'm gonna be like he's telling me, put my hands
Yeah.
behind my head. So I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna interlock, but I'm just gonna lay my hands on my head. As he goes to grab my wrist to handcuff one, I'm gonna turn and grab and roll and flip him.
Nice. So I'm seeing like 2 dice on that one. So you get your guns plus your agility, and so it should be gunfighting and agility plus 2 dice.
Whoa, okay. Do you want me to roll on the screen or just physical dice is cool?
Whatever's easier.
Okay.
I can
10
go with
dice.
either.
All right, what we got here? We got, wow, really? 10 dice, and I get 1.
Isn't
One
it
success.
amazing how that happens? Like sometimes it seems like, oh yeah, I can get 5, what? 1 success, whatever. And then it's like, oh shit.
Imagine this being a little bit more elegant than it was going to turn out.
So you go to do the grab the wrist thing and the flip, and you at least get his gun, so he's not going to shoot you. You get a little bit of a flip, but it's a dull thud. You know, you imagine putting your shoulder into his sternum. No, you're just kind of laying on his thighs, you know, that kind of thing. So it brings the threat rating down to 9. You didn't withhold any dice, and I apologize
No.
because this is going to be 2 points to everybody if they get a success. So 2 points of damage. Sorry. 2 points of damage if you don't get a success. That's what it is. If you don't roll any successes, you get 2 points of damage.
I see. Okay.
I apologize. Because it's mooks. So you do horribly. Oh, crap. So he doesn't do anything to you, but you only do 1 point to the whole threat.
Okay.
Anybody else can react. So marker, just to keep it in order. Because there is no initiative with this. Whoever gets the most successes when it comes down to it goes first. So everybody describes their stuff simultaneously, put that in air quotes, but whoever has the most successes goes first. So if both people are reaching for a door, one gets 5, the other one gets 2 successes, well, the 5 successes gets the door and controls the story. But Marker, what would you like to do in this as you see that happening?
So is there like a lot of people in between me and Judge?
No, because the street just has cars. And with the police lights, the cars have stopped because they just really don't know what to do. Let me move this car because they've blocked the traffic going across. So.
Well, it's like anybody on the sidewalk because I'm mostly thinking of just kind of like charging up here.
Oh.
And while he's wrestling with that cop, I can be like trying to kick the cop in the back of the knee so that he comes down to his knees right in front of Judge.
You have one old lady. That's it. And she's on the ground.
Is she holding anything on her?
A cane.
Okay, I'm going to take that cane when I'm running by. I am. Because I'm going to run up and I'm going to hit this cop in the back, in the back of the knee, to try to bring him to his knees while he's wrestling with Judge. I'm going to take that cane, I'm going to throw that at this cop over here while I'm still standing right here.
Nice. And if you left click and hold it down, that's what does that little marker thing, but you're going for the guy across the street.
Okay. I'm going to set up. Yeah, so the one in front of me is the one I'll try to kick, and this is the one I'll try to throw the cane at.
And I'm giving 2 dice on that one. This is going to be some type of martial arts if you have it. If you don't have martial arts.
You've given me agility of 3 and a street fighting of 5.
There you go. So 8 dice plus 2. So you're looking at 10. Do you want to withhold any? Because if you miss,
I will withhold those 2.
Got it.
So I'm going to go ahead and roll 8 and withhold those 2. Yeah, if I had a difficulty of 8, that leaves me a botch.
Oh, really? So no, okay. So what we're looking at is you go up to do this. The lady's like, stop, and she holds onto her cane. I mean, maybe like months of bingo has increased her grip to steel. So that kind of throws you because you're like, she's 65.
I didn't like that. Yeah.
And it just throws off your whole roll. So you just kind of skid into the cop. He's already on the ground, so he's got Judge on top of him. You just slid into his hip next to him. And it's almost like you guys could just lay down with each other,
We give up.
Light a cigarette. That's where you end up. no damage dealt to you, but at least no damage. You didn't do any damage either. All right, so are you gonna save him here, Knuckles? It's not really your forte, but
Well, I'm thinking actually because while the police were converging on the front of the post office, I kind of snuck my way behind the bus stop and worked my way towards that squad car, which I'm assuming is now empty and still running at this point, correct?
Correct, with the lights. Yes.
With the lights. Oh, horrible
Yeah.
with those lights. Now, two questions. One, are the doors closed and locked? And
No.
two, how much traffic is between that squad car and the front of the bank?
There's just a couple people on the sidewalk, but nobody on the road.
Nobody on the road. Oh, this plan's just gonna go horribly perfect. All right,
I
so
don't know. I
my-
had the same thought. Keep that in mind.
yeah. And sorry, are the doors locked?
No, they aren't, and they're
Oh.
like open, not ajar, but they are unlocked.
Okay. So basically just very subtly, just as everything's breaking out is when I reach the driver's side of the squad car and basically just swing the door open, climb inside, throw it in the drive, and just basically do a 180-degree like squealing turn so that the car actually parks sideways up alongside the steps to the bank to try and block off that door and at least temporarily close those two officers inside as long as possible. And if I hit them or not, because we're playing with 1999 Matrix, right? So we shoot cops in the Matrix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I
Because
hit him, I hit him, and if he gets out of the way, he gets out of the way.
Yep. Now I gave you control of the car, so you can put it where you eventually want it.
Ooh. So come up here.
It's all
And
trouble.
then if I can turn it around, not a big deal. Oh, yeah, there we go. So then let's just park it right up in there.
Now that is going to entail some driving.
Okay.
But when you're doing multiple things like this, what I like to do with the rules is take your highest skill. So yeah, you're doing a little. Wait, not combat. I felt like you said you were going to shoot somebody, but no.
Oh, I'll have guns at the ready, but yeah, at this point it's more so about I'm trying to deal with these three right away.
So you got this driving thing going on. So that's going to be the bulk of your skill.
Unless I have a driving skill.
Good. Because you can always try and fast talk the GM into believing that you can do it with some other skill like toothpicks, but
nope, I've come prepared.
Nice. So you're gonna roll that, and I like the description. So I'm thinking that we're looking at another 2 dice on this one.
All right, so 5. Boom, 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 boom. You know what? I'm gonna risk it and use all 5 at this point, simply because, like I said, what I'm trying to do, there's a lot at stake if I don't pull this off.
I got you driving at 3 and agility at 3, so it should be 8.
Oh yes.
Minus whatever dice you withhold, because 2 points will come at you if you roll a botch.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna roll 6, and then I'm gonna withhold 2.
Okay.
And there we go. We got 2 9s and an 8. So there's 3 right there.
There we go.
Nice.
So right now we brought the threat rating down. You have isolated those policemen in there because the car just slammed in. It's not going really anywhere else from here very well, but it is wedged in that door just excellently, I imagine,
Perfect. And the beauty of it too is because it's a 180-degree turn that the driver's side is now like free and clear, so I'm able to quickly roll out onto the street.
Yes. And this police officer's moved out of the way. He's like, jumped up against the building. So you got him. Now, the thing is, my guys don't really go because they just do damage if you screw up. That's kind of how it goes. The threat rating you can always expect kind of goes up a little bit if you don't eliminate people in 1 round. So that's 1 round of combat gone. There's still some people around, so you figure somebody is on their horn. We need backup. Blah, 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 kind of happening. But the 2 people here is we have Judge Dredd and the captain and a police officer all in a pile We have the police officer that had to jump out of the way of the car, and then we have 2 police officers stuck in the post office. So going to the next round, just kind of in the order we just did. Let's start with Judge.
Okay, we're going to see how this works. I'm going to amp up my strength with increased ability. How do I increase the attribute? How do I do that?
So, and that won't take a whole roll, so you just go ahead and roll it, but it's not like your whole action is just increasing. It's just like, yeah.
Okay.
And it's Cyberzen plus the feet.
Oh, okay. Plus the feet. Okay. That is 2.
2 successes. All right. And you had 9 dice total, right?
I did.
Okay, gotcha. So you have 2 added on to, I think you said agility?
I was going to add it to strength.
Strength. 2 dice added to strength.
Because if, leaving these people alive doesn't, killing them, freeze them. So I need to end this quick. So I'm going to, is this guy, am I where I can basically, I'm trying to grab his neck and just basically snap his neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's like some jiu-jitsu, street fighting kind of thing. Yeah, you're close enough. You can grab his neck easily. Martial arts, you got it.
Okay.
And then it would strength and agility are about the same, but you increase strength, so it'd be 5 and 5, 10.
Okay.
And plus 1 for description, so 11.
Okay. I'm going to hold back 2, just in case this doesn't go well.
Yeah. You never know what the dice have to say.
And 10s are exploding?
Yes.
So that is 4 then.
Excellent. So yeah, you snap his neck, it's like almost like your hands increase, but you can see muscles like pop. You got the muscle in between the muscle happening now. It's like, ka-ka! And he's eliminated.
We've got to get out of here.
Which was the nick of time because you didn't need to deal with 4 police officers. This was,
Right.
No.
3 is the right amount.
Agents.
Yeah. Exactly. And these are like, 5-second intervals. This isn't like, a whole ton.
I'm waiting for the old lady with the missing cane now to all of a sudden turn into an agent.
Right.
She's coming for you.
That's why we need to end this and get out of here.
All right,
missing
Marker.
cane. I'm not even sure I did that good. Anyway.
You guys have brought this down to a threat rating of 2.
Nice.
Actually, yeah, 2. I did some bad math, but it works.
Okay. Still haven't got to read this message we picked up, and I'm assuming there's no way we can just take it with us.
Oh, you can take things back to the loading program. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that's the case, then I think we pretty much need to make a beeline for the phone, go back, and take that message with us.
That's definitely possible. You can't take a car, but a letter, yes.
Yeah. So I'll just try that. I figure he's got that taken care of, so I'll just run around to the extraction point.
And the operator, zoop, as soon as it's ringing.
Yeah. Make sure I'm clutching that letter in my hand, and I answer it and get out.
Nice. All right, Knuckles, you got 1 cop ahead of you. You've heard their rustling, like, yeah, or whatever. You know that the cop on the other side of the street is down.
Okay. Well, my attention's still fixed on this one that's right next to where I parked the car. So as I start backing up, and I'm thinking the same thing, is to start heading towards the exit point. But as I do, I figure both guns out, and I'll just try and eliminate this cop who's still out. Because the other 2 right now are not enough of a threat. We can get to the phone before they can get out of the bank.
Correct. They're not moving that car, and you saw the windows on this place. They're not about to jump through the windows.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so in that case then, so if I'm going to be firing guns, obviously then I've got my, let's see, I've got my gunfighting, my John Woo guns. There's 3 right there. And then agility, I guess, because I'm aiming.
Yep. There you
Right, so
go.
that puts us at 6 right there. Yeah, that's good. Let's go for all
Use your
6.
John
Why
Woo
not?
guns.
Nice.
Make it better tomorrow.
Make it better tomorrow too. Let's see. So we got an 8, we got a 9. Yep, that's it. We got an 8 and we got a 9. So 2 successes.
All right, and that's what you needed to eliminate the threat there. So you got those 2 police caught up in the building, kind of looking helpless. They can't move, a 1,200-pound car or whatever, and you just took out this police officer here. A couple shots well placed, so he's just bleeding out. Calling an ambulance or whatever. But doesn't matter for you guys because you're just trying to get to a phone to jump out of here. So with nobody in the street, it's zip, zip over to the phone. You hang it up, get your phone call, hang it up, get your phone call, and all 3 of you get to jump out on that one. And so you're going to read the letter. I do need to take just 2 minutes here real quick to hit the restroom, and I'll be right back.
No problem. I'm going
Sorry.
to top up coffee.
Okay.
First one back. I should get something for it. Spoke too soon. Alright.
All right, I apologize for that. The beer is going through me.
I think part of his description, every time he uses that skill, I mean, you should have a single dove come flying out of a window or something.
Yeah, that's
Out of nowhere.
Heck yeah. I love it. So you guys are back on the ship. Like, one thing I like about the screen for the ship, or that has a ship on it, I'll get rid of this thing, is that it kind of, that image tells you, like, the different parts of the ship. So you can kind of see, oh, okay. That's something I found on the internet, and I just loved it. So you guys are back on the ship, feeling safe. Well, you're in the loading program, that white room, and you got this letter with a little bit of ink on it, and just kind of, yes, finally we can read it. And the return address is probably the most important part of this letter, because you really are trying to find out who this Billy, where this Billy kid is, so you can pull him out.
right.
And,
Well, I think the first thing I'm wondering about is, sorry, no, go ahead. I'm interrupting.
and it's just a letter from him. So he just was writing to the Jackal. He wants to meet up with you at some point. He tells you that he always hangs out at Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
Okay, do we know what that is?
Oh, it's a club. The operator looks it up. Pickles.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, that's a club in Denver. We know that one. You're in Denver, but yeah.
Okay.
But I interrupted one of you guys.
Well, I know the first thing I'm thinking about is for a letter that we didn't receive a ping on, but cops really seem to show up. I mean, obviously, and the fact that we saw an agent-looking vehicle pass by, and then all of a sudden there's cops. To me, that's instantly suspicious right there as to why we shouldn't necessarily trust this thing.
Right. Well, I mean, it's entirely possible that the black car could have just been a coincidence, but having said that, if it isn't, I'm almost wondering if they were pinging more of the key than the letter.
Yeah, I'm a little worried too about maybe even bringing, because like if we, now correct me if I may be overthinking this a little bit, but if we quote unquote bring the letter back with us, that's data information that we could potentially be bringing on so that our ship can be tracked by sentinels. Or am I overthinking that?
Slightly overthinking it, but not too far off the mark.
Okay.
Since you guys are off the grid in your loading program, there's no tracing back and forth. But it's one of those, say that was a tracer, as soon as you go back into the matrix, it's active again. Does that kind of make sense?
Okay.
Right, so we should definitely not take this letter anywhere.
Gotcha. Yep.
We either leave it here in the loading program or we just destroy it altogether.
Yeah, because you guys control this. This is your own matrix for the ship, kind of.
I think once we got the information we need, destroying it would be best.
Yeah, and then the question becomes whether or not is this the real deal, or is there someone who's actually waiting to for the jackal, or is this completely a trap from get-go and there's no kid whatsoever? I think that's something we have to figure out. Like, do we bail on this right now, or do we push through and try and see just, how far this goes?
Well, are we going to find any more hints in the letter itself, like the language that's used, maybe even the way it's written? Because children will not have as mature of a handwriting than an adult will.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it definitely looks legit on the surface in that turn, like probably high school age, confused. I mean, like it really is ringing like, okay, this is probably a human, and the whole Zion rescuing people's more of a religion than a science. So it's kind of like, is it worth leaving somebody behind when they could potentially be a human? I mean, that's a risk that you guys always put yourself in. And it's kind of like that's...
Anything particular about the type of paper that was used? Like, is it like lined notebook paper? Is it like, thick stationery?
It is lined notebook paper. And you notice that actually above the what's that? The return address or whatever, it was blacked out, like he might have used somebody else's envelope kind of thing, and just blacked out theirs, and then under it wrote his return address, and it's like a high school or whatever, that kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely seems like not finalized or polished up too much. It's like, okay, this kind of
almost like he did in a hurry.
Yeah. And maybe on something that wasn't like from his house, or something like that.
Right.
Improvisation.
Any way to see what was blacked out? Like to hold it to the light a certain way and try to see if we can read anything on it?
Definitely. And it just has a Denver high school, like MLK high school in Denver.
Okay.
But that's it. Like administration or something.
If this is a setup, well, first of all, if we go to the club, I mean, how many nights are we going to just sit there and watch till we finally catch him showing up? He may or may not show up every night. If we go to the house and the house is a setup, they're going to be watching there too. Off the wall, why don't you think go into the actual school might be anything?
Because anyway, we can try to control the situation,
Yeah, like if we can't find any record that this kid exists, then it sounds like a total, like, I think for me that might be the deciding factor right there.
Yeah, because, I mean, isn't this Dante's Inferno like a 21-plus club?
Well, no, 18 and over, dance club.
Oh.
Like, it's possible. And you guys, okay, so one thing with scanning the matrix and looking for potentials is potentials are a lot of times burnouts and fringes of society.
Yeah.
So one of your crew members has actually done a little time with dropping some drugs in the Dante's Inferno. So he's like, oh, yeah, I know the bartender of that place. Like, yeah, it's live. It's got lots of people there.
Yeah, but what kinds of people?
Oh, well, burnouts. Our kind of people, no. Lots of the people there were ready to party. There's just a lot of people that party. So the place is always crowded, has great, like, pyrotechnics for the displays. Like, I really enjoy it. And, this is a guy that really likes going in the Matrix a lot. Like, he volunteers for most of your guys' duties if he can. So now you're kind of putting it together like, oh, okay.
We gotta make sure his eyes aren't glassed over when he wants to go in, kind of thing,
Yeah. Are you doing some of your product? No.
Do we have an idea of what Billy looks like? I mean, or is there a way we can research that? Even if we know the school, we know at least the first name. I guess we might have a name on the return label. Pull up yearbook photos or something like that. Can we do that kind of thing so we know who we're looking for?
There you go. There's actually Billy B. And you're going to try and do some research. Billy B, Billy Bobbin, the operator, just kind of pulls this
anything
stuff
we can
up.
find, even like any sort of organizations he's involved in.
And it shows just on the record. There we go. Should be able to see him now. That he is just a burnout. Not a burnout, sorry. He has not attended school for the past week.
Aha!
Mm.
That sounds like a dead giveaway right there, because I'm sure we all went through that kind of stuff.
Right. Exactly, before you got pulled out.
Yeah.
Just kind of, grades have dropped sharply, yada yada.
No, he's either hiding or he's been nabbed.
Yeah?
Can we take this one step further and have check to see if he was also in the same school's yearbook the year before?
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
So, like, if this kid all of a sudden just existed this year,
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was, and he didn't look so crazy. I don't know if you guys can really see his image, but he's got, like, these weird dread things going. I mean, he had, like, long hair, but it wasn't all, like, tricked out like it is.
Okay.
So, yeah, he looked a lot more normal last year.
Okay, so then last thing, grade 6, we need to find out what school he went. No, I'm just kidding. That's good. I'm happy with that.
That was a good one, though. I hadn't thought about that. Like, track.
The only other thing I would think of was like, can we find anything else on him? Like even like movie club memberships. Like, does he rent movies? That kind of thing. Can we find him anywhere else than what we already know about?
Ooh, after school activities. This way, if we want to meet him up at school, we'll know he's part of the film club or whatever, this kind of thing. I mean, if he hasn't even been showing to school in the past week, then he's probably not going there now.
Yeah, correct.
No, but even,
a lot of that stuff you'd probably have to ask people, and that's
Right.
getting into the
That's
really
going to draw attention.
well. Sorry, you're physically getting into the matrix. So right now you're just kind of doing some scanning, and it's like kind of easy enough to see attendance rolls. Because I know I said like you have to go to AT&T because they're more secure. The school isn't so secure, so it's easier to like get into their records.
Same
plus
thing
we've got our
about
hacker
finding-
right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing as finding out maybe if he has a police record, criminal record. That'd be
Yeah,
more in the Matrix
exactly.
stuff.
Yes. Because those are the closer you get to government quote unquote buildings, the more they're secure in their AI,
Right.
probably mainframes.
Well, if you want to
So
avoid
we-
police records, what about hospital records?
Again, more of the AI mainframe kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But the school is just kind of in this gray area, like, it's the farmer. I mean, the AI equivalent of the farmer. Who cares? He just
Yeah,
grows
true.
the food.
So if he hasn't been to school in a week, then that rules out that idea of trying to catch him there. So it's back to the club or the house.
Yeah, so I was hoping if we could find some hobbies, we could try to pick another place to try to find him.
Well, he's probably contacted you guys on your bulletin boards or whatever for the Jackal. So, I mean, his hobby's kind of you guys. You go back, look up records. He's really been like, tell me what you know, why doesn't this make sense? Why does
on
the
that
toilet
route-
bowl swirl opposite? I don't know.
That route, what if we try to answer his message? What if the Jackal tried to answer his message and was like, meet us at some other remote location?
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And you do have some recent messages from him that you can kind of you just respond to, but you have to do it from the Matrix, just because of read-only access again from the ship. So it's
Can we do that from our training area, our training program?
you'd have to be on their side. So the difference is your Matrix is the loading program.
Right.
You have to get into the AI Matrix, which is the whole thing of being broadcast in.
Okay, well, I guess we need to try to retrieve those messages as quick as we can and then go silent.
So yeah, you're only jumping in to respond. That's really it, because you can upload all of it. You have a system where you can see it all, but. And that sounds like where you guys want to head.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
So you go in there. It's not a whole role-playing thing because it's a secure. You find a secure drop spot with a computer. You do your thing. You come out. So somebody does that. Even Rhino could go in without you guys. You're like, yeah, okay. She's got her phone. Okay, yeah, okay, got it. Boom, boom. So you send a message from some random library computer, we'll say.
Right.
Back to this kid to meet you where? What were your ultimate plan?
I was thinking some other location that we haven't mentioned yet. Basically the whole get him to come to us idea.
Yeah, and he seems pretty hungry to meet the Jackal.
I would recommend probably a place that is less crowded, so if someone is trying to catch us, any movement is going to be very obvious. So maybe evening, some kind of warehouse district or loading docks, or that kind of some kind of that's going to be shut down in the nighttime.
And someplace with multiple exit points.
Yes.
Okay, and we're in Denver.
Yep. No docks.
No.
Yeah.
I'd say any kind of an office building might actually work, because especially late at night,
True.
or an older building that isn't being used as much that could still have phone lines attached to it, because that's the main thing. We need phone lines. We need phone lines and privacy.
Yeah, like an office building, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just less traffic, so if we, it's going to be obvious if someone's pulling up on us.
And that's
Well,
definitely.
we have to be really careful if we're picking an office building, because we could pick an office building that somebody that's a former agent could have an office in.
Yeah, and the agents really don't broadcast themselves. They're just everywhere. So that's kind of a tough one for sure.
Because I'm also
Is there
thinking,
any
what about?
abandoned areas?
Say that again, William. Sorry.
Is there any abandoned areas, like old factories or that kind of thing that have been shut down?
Are those phones going to work?
Right, that's kind of the thing right there. There definitely are some warehousey districts off the interstate, that kind of stuff.
I'm wondering, what if we get a hotel room or like an old apartment building?
And it's easy enough because you guys, you can print cash and money, so it's easy to get deposits and whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Even just kind of like a dingy motel.
Yeah, something like that. Even if it's got a restaurant or a pool or something out front, there's gonna be pay phones or something out there we can use in the hallway.
There you go.
I like it.
Actually, a mall's another good spot too. If we want to go for some place that's public, then, because they always have a lot of payphones outside, multiple doors.
Yeah.
But do we want public? Because the more public we have, the easier for an agent to slip in.
Yeah.
Because there's more
Right,
eyes
that's
on
what I
us.
was thinking, like hotel or even dingy hotel, because yes, it's in the public, but it's very limited public.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
We got dingy motel. Is that the final answer?
Yeah,
Specifically
whatever we can
dingy.
find, whatever Denver has
The dingier
to
the
provide
better.
for.
Yeah.
Right.
This
I
way,
can
a
get-
nice-looking agent car will really be noticed.
Oh, good point. Because they aren't known for their imagination. That's one thing about the AI. They have a series of programs that they program perfectly, and they never change. So let's see. We can do. I don't really have a motel, but I got something kind of close, so we'll go there.
Even if we have to envision this part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
there
if
you go.
it's the exact same street as before.
Yeah. Right?
It was a bank
Just
before, it's a
imagine-
hotel now. Transformers.
Yeah, this is a lot bigger than it looks on the on the screen. But yeah. So you guys find a nice hotel to pull in. All the grass is just actually gray lot. So it's
Okay.
places for people to park around and stuff. And you've contacted Billy, so he knows to meet you here, I assume in a specific time kind of thing.
Right, yeah.
So he knows what's going on.
So I guess what we want to do is we want to kind of pick our observation points. Who's actually going to be waiting for him at the spot, or do we wait for him to show up, keep an eye on the area for a while, see what happens, then meet up with them?
The other thing, too, I forgot to mention is you aren't very mobile at this point, because to extract somebody, you have to give them the pill, and they have to have that big apparatus. And so what the apparatus is the pill starts them, it kills them. That technically kills them. And with that death signature, you can trace that. So as they go into cardiac arrest, you guys are tapped into the machine. So it starts a protocol. If somebody dies, it goes to flush them and everything. And that's what you're tracking onto. So you have this whole machine that you bring in to do this extraction process. So you're not as mobile as you have been the rest of the game. So the hotel is ideal. But once you get them, it's not like you can change your mind kind of thing.
Right.
So, as far as the setup, how about we tell him to meet us, say, room 205.
There you
But
go.
We're set up in room 305, or something where we tell him to meet us at point A. If it's agents, they go to that room. We're somewhere else. We can bolt. But if it is him, then we can just grab him and take him to where we're at.
I think
There you
the opposite approach. Go ahead and have him meet in 205, but we're actually in 105. That way,
Yeah.
if agents show up, we're on the bottom floor.
Good point. Good point.
Right? No jumping out of windows. We're out of
Right.
here.
You don't want to have a rooftop chase? Okay.
Right. I think I have a map for that. No, just kidding. That's
No, good
awesome.
point. Yeah, we'll be actually at 105, but have him meet at 2.
And the apparatus is, I love all their kind of like punk Smith type things. So you got like this phone that has a bunch of wires ad hoc connected to each other, and it's like a dentist chair and like all this stuff. But it's what you use to get people out. So you sent the message. He confirmed on the bulletin board. Or he didn't really confirm, like, yeah, I'm going to meet you guys, but it was like the secret signal, follow White Rabbit, whatever it was for the jackal, ha ha ha. Just a whole string of ha ha ha's 13 times over, 13 strings deep, yada yada. I mean, it's a lot of like this riddling stuff. But he got it. So he's planning to come meet you guys, and you give him the room. You're waiting.
Right.
He shows up on time. He's got his, his look. Like he hasn't been home for a while, that kind of thing going on too. So he's not like all clean or whatever. It's kind of like, well, okay, he doesn't have a beard, but he's Definitely in wrinkled clothing, maybe a little dirty, a little greasy. Nice shine to his face,
Ah,
And he's knocking, just knocking on the door, like, hello? Hello?
Okay,
You
well, if we
there?
want to, I guess we can say that I was already in 205,
Mm.
and we've got everybody else downstairs in 105.
Because jumping out of a window isn't such a big deal when you have cybers in. It's kind of like,
Yeah, so.
just gotta roll it.
Yeah, plus I'm the one that's got that one skill, so yeah, we'll go with that, yeah. But I'll let him knock for a little bit, make sure that he is determined and he's, he wants this. And then I'll open the door up for him, and I'll be standing there, staring at him, head down kind of bit.
Yeah,
Be like, Billy?
Jackal. Oh my God! Is it? Let's get out of the hallway. You never know.
I'll just
who's
kind of
listening.
step to the side and let him come in.
And he looks. You're scanning him because it's like whatever, taking him by at face value.
Right.
The most dangerous thing about him is that he's still a blue pill. He hasn't been extracted, so he's
Right.
technically still attached to the stalk, all that stuff. But
Right.
he does seem to be acting appropriate. It's just like, oh my gosh, let's get out of here. I mean, let's get out of the hallway so we can talk
I let
privately.
him come in.
And he goes and sits on the couch, and he's kind of a little fidgety, just kind of like, eh. But he's just like, oh, it like starstruck, his knees bouncing in excitement, and he's just kind of like, Jackal, what does the 13 mean? Why the 13 on the 13th of the 13th day of the 13th month of the 13th year? Just like,
Yeah.
and this is
already-
old hat.
We've already shut the door and walked over and let him take everything in. I'll pull a chair up to where I'm sitting kind of face to face with him, a little across from him, not on the couch with him.
Mhm.
I'll just let the excitement go through him, and I'll be like, the 13, is it all making sense to you yet? Are you getting into it? Do you understand there's more to it than what you realize?
It's like, I know there is. I can't put it all together. Is it,
You won't be able to. Your perception's being blocked. You're unable to put it all together without help.
It's like, what do you mean? What kind of help? There's nothing. I used to be an A student. I know everything. Sorry, he's a teenager. I know everything.
You think you do because you were programmed to think you do.
It's like, what?
That's right. You don't know anything. But let me show you the truth. As I open my hands and I've got a pill in each hand.
Nice. And he's looking. He's just like, what is this? I don't do drugs.
It's not drugs. It's reality. What you have in one hand, I'm holding up the one pill. The dream continues. You live an illusion. You live a comfortable lie. Then I raise the other hand. But with this one, you know what's really going on.
And he takes a moment, kind of looks at you, looks at those, and he just grabs a red pill and swallows it really quick. Like, he moves so fast, you're like, did he just turn into an agent? No, just kidding. I mean, he's just like, twitch reflex, doesn't think about it. And
then I'll put the other pill away. I'll pull my phone out. I'll call one of the other two. I'll be like, do we have a trace yet?
there you go. And the operator, and Rhino would be down here. The operator's doing his thing, and the pilot is piloting the ship to get to the recycling place. So what happens is they all get dropped into a recycling, and then that's where you guys pick them up. And so your programmer is doing her thing to try and find them. She's a little slow. You're like, he's going to die on us. She's like, I know, I am trying, but I can't
do
see
this the last 3 times already.
Right?
We go through so many teenagers this way.
Yeah, he's having cardiac. Oh, well, sorry. You take him up to the other room. You plug him into the machine because once he's taken the pill, the timer's going. And so she's sitting there trying to do the roll, and he's not doing very well, but not failing, but taking her time, it's not going quick enough. He's about dead. on the chair, and she's like, "Wait! I got him! He's here!" And
All right, let's go.
he's tripping out. So the ship actually is flying. So you guys are in the Matrix. You don't feel any of this. The ship is going to his location to pull him out. As soon as he expires, the whole room kind of changes. Like, you guys are talking to Rhino, and you're no longer Rhino's not answering, Pickle's not answering, and the windows of the room have disappeared. Deja vu.
Oh.
No, that's not good. No.
He's gone. He's dead. You're checking his pulse. He's no longer here.
So he's good. We don't have to worry about him.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. He's
We just
out.
have to get out of this alive.
Right. It's just your butts. So I don't really have a good map for this, but
Right.
So
So the
your threat
windows
rating
blocked
is
off.
a 20. Your threat rating is a 20 for this, and your damage you're looking at is a 3. Just a heads up. And there's a knock on the door of the hotel. It's like,
Don't answer unless it says housekeeping.
right, land shark. No, it's like everybody down. These are the authorities. Let us in, and they're just count of 10. We're gonna break down the door.
Okay. Do we have an escape route and an escape phone we can get out in?
No, that was cut.
Walls
So the
changed.
hard line's been cut. You
Oh,
don't have a
okay.
connection to your. Wait, you do have a connection to your operator because you brought your own cell phone in.
Mhm.
But it's not enough to be able to. We need a landline to escape from.
Correct.
All right. Well, if I still have that connection, I'll be like, I need an extraction point. I need it now.
It's like, oh my God, there's agents all around you. You know that. I'm looking.
In the room we're at, obviously we don't want to go out the front door they're knocking at. Does this hotel have the side rooms that connect to the next suites? We could, because I'm thinking of just kicking that door in and going that way to kind of sidestep.
Yes.
Mhm.
There are those
Through
if
the
you
wall,
bought
through
two
the floor,
rooms.
whatever helps.
Yeah, if you bought 2 rooms together, you'd have that door unlocked between the 2 of them. So there's that kind of access. So there's actually a door on one of the walls where it would access another room.
Yeah, I'm pulling out my SMG and kicking that door in.
And the operator definitely has a phone connection, not in this building.
Mhm.
If you
Okay.
can get out of the building, yeah, you can get out of the building and just the next block over, I got a phone for you.
Okay. I'm gonna tell this to them as I'm hearing it over the phone.
There you go. It's like,
Okay.
we can get out, just not here. It's
Gonna go
possible.
across the street. I give them the exact location that I'm given,
So
because I'm pretty much expecting we're gonna get split up. So.
it could happen. Wait, no. Is that Judge? Yes, Judge. So you
Yes.
have a little plan in mind. Go ahead and roll some dice to execute that plan. You're just looking to, sounds like, kick open a door and get into the next room.
Yeah, just
All right.
because we got to get out of here.
Basically, that's going to be strength. I don't know if you wanted to use anything else.
I don't know. Martial arts it's more brute force, and demolitions looks like probably explosions. So
I like the martial arts. See, that's thinking.
Okay.
'Cause that lets you
Okay.
throw something in there. So we got martial arts, which is on agility. So martial arts and your agility dice.
all right.
And to give you 1 extra die for the door description.
Okay. And we got 3. Yeah, I'm gonna just set back 3.
Okay. Never know.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's what I
Yeah.
love about dice. You just never know what they're gonna give you.
So apparently the
We
door
found out
was
it was
locked
Kane.
really well. They had just installed a new frame.
Shit.
That was part of the glitch. Yeah, they sealed the door. Yeah, that was it.
Right. It's steel instead of wood. It's painted steel to look like wood. But
Yeah.
surprise. All right. So yeah, Judge just tries to throw his shoulder into it, like does some kind of kick, couple like elbows. It's just not working. That door is not seeming to budge under normal pressure. Captain Sparky,
Mhm.
what do you have to shed on the situation? You got a
How loud
bunch
of a
of.
noise did he make when he hit that door?
It was a good one. Yeah. It was masked with the knocking at the front, so their knocking has still been like constant. Let us in.
So
We
our
know
windows
you're
have
in
been
there.
our windows have more or less been covered up with the wall now. We don't have that access,
Correct.
and he just didn't do too well with that door.
You've got the front door and you've got the side door for people who rent more than one room. That's your only exits. Obvious exits.
Okay.
Bathroom in each room because they're a hotel.
Yeah, but the bathroom's not gonna have a big enough window for us to get out if it still has a window, though, right?
No, and all the
Right.
windows outside, you're pretty sure that was probably the glitch. They made it a windowless hotel.
Okay. I'm only seeing a couple options, and they're looking like they're pretty much suicidal options. We could try to force that door that he already tried, or we could try to trick him into, like, we fire our guns inside this room and make them think we, like, shot ourselves, and when they come in, we can catch them by surprise.
Yeah, you can roll the dice and see how that works out.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my problem.
They did the job for us.
Yeah, right.
Can I chime in with an idea that
Yes.
hopefully we can find?
Definitely
What about,
simultaneous, even though I picked on
ventilate? Well, okay, non-death options. What about ventilation shaft, like for air conditioning or anything like that?
There's sorry, my ventilation is definitely the kind of like it's not strong enough to hold people's weight, but there is the false ceiling kind of thing. So there's probably about 3 feet between the ceiling you see and the actual construction. I can't remember the word, but what holds the weight of the building ceiling.
Okay.
But you couldn't climb there like it would be like hidden. But it would be access to other parts.
Yeah, because if we could get into another room, that's enough. I mean, like, we don't know that they've sealed off the whole building.
Yeah.
If we can
So
just
you
use
can
that
get
and get to
through
one of
it.
the other rooms.
But don't imagine that you're going to be like over the hallway doing, the combat crawl. But there's definitely going to be holes and stuff. You're just going to fall through the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So you poke your head through the false ceiling, and you see where the ventilation goes through into the other room. And it's just very 10. It's 10. So you just no roll necessary.
Mm-hmm.
No, looks better than nothing.
I think we should try it.
Okay. I'll go last. Like, I'll wave you guys through. I'm willing to kind of try and hold them off while you guys at least get out into the hall or something.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, let them count to 10. We'll get up in the false ceiling. Let them run into the room, and we can pop down in the hall and go on out.
Yep.
And actually, while they're crawling and everything like that, I'm going to go ahead and just start taking just random pod shots at the door, just enough to keep them back.
Now, you might shoot back through the
Nice.
door, though. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'll try and keep myself out of harm's way as best as possible. Like, I might take like a nearby bed and just toss it over on its side. Anything that I can do, just kind of try and barricade myself, give myself some extra cover.
All right.
We try to barricade the door, but that would put you really close to it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want that.
Nothing in
Yeah.
this room's really going to stop a bullet, so You're kind of like, well, maybe the dresser. Okay, yeah, if you could get a dresser in front of you, kind of
Okay.
slow the bullet down. But I did like your idea, so I'm thinking like double your common sense because you're rolling against the threat rating. Descriptions are all what we want, but you're really rolling against the threat rating. And so roll those
Okay.
6 dice. I'll give you a +2, so 8, unless you want to pull some back for potential damage.
Oh yeah, I most definitely do. So I want to hold on to 3, so I'm only rolling 5.
There you go.
Let's see. Oh, there's a 1, so that's no good. And not a single 8 or plus, so it came up negative.
Okay. You're yelling. You're just like, hey guys, you can get into the other room. Just jump over here. You can do it. I'll stay here and draw their attention. And,
Why are you waving your hand in front of your mouth?
Exactly. So it's one of those you're like giving all your ideas away, but so they stop knocking as you're talking. Yeah. But it was a valid idea. It was just, now everybody knows the secret plan. But no
It's
damage.
still a valid plan. It's just not secret anymore.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
damage. That's right.
Yeah. And you didn't get hurt. All right, so Captain, how are you going to execute this? You got really good idea from one guy. You got another guy with probably a bruised shoulder, but no permanent injuries. You're our only hope.
Yeah, no pressure. So,
Right?
well, I guess we either try the side door again or we try the false ceiling idea.
Yeah, your call.
Mm-hmm.
You roll, and so the way these kind of work is you're rolling what dice seem most appropriate based on how you can describe it.
Okay. Well, since our muscle guy had trouble with the other door, I'm guessing we're going to have to try the false walkway on the ceiling.
Yeah, because it's probably been reinforced. That's probably why you had trouble, because Judge is not a small guy.
Yeah, if he couldn't get through it, I'm not assuming we can either, so we'll have to go up.
And that sounded like some kind of agility involved, unless you can think of something else. And I should probably look at what you can do.
Best I have is like to put I don't think electrical engineer or street fighting would work, but maybe city
Oh
planning.
yeah, well either of those. Yeah, I see electrical engineering or city planning. You're like, dude, do this, boom. So I see like a 5 plus. I should have done the matching attributes. It's going to be focus. So 3, 8.
All right. So again, I'm going to hold 3 back and just roll 5 of them.
Okay.
So I like that idea.
You never know.
Stay alive.
Exactly. Okay. 2 10s, a 9, and a 1. That'll still.
Yeah, 3. I give you 3.
Okay.
So
2 of them are 10s. Are they going to explode or what?
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you rolled those. My bad. Roll 2 more dice on top of that.
Those weren't high enough, but so it still leaves the 2 10s and a 9.
There we go. So yeah, you help everybody get over into the next room, or
Yeah.
Let's go. Get going.
This way. Leave that door alone. This way.
The police officers are like trying to kick in all the doors on this floor. No, the doors to both sides of the rooms. You don't know that, but you know at least they're kicking on the one door you just left, and you can hear them kicking on the door you just landed in. So it's like crap. But
is there anybody else in this room?
no, it was an empty room. It was actually
Okay.
no people there. Nobody occupied that room.
If it was the 80s, there'd be a couple having sex in here right now.
Exactly.
Like
On
it
a
was
vibrating
in
bed.
every 80s movie in a hotel.
Oh, that's right. They're like,
Vibrating waterbed or something.
Yeah.
This isn't a horror movie or a comedy, so we don't get that.
Yeah. And the girl always stands straight up and just shakes with fear for some silly reason.
Drop her
Rather than
towel, yeah.
cower.
So,
So are
Captain
the
Sparky.
windows clear on this side?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Judge. Go ahead, Judge. The windows are still blocked in. You see the drapes, but you go and pull them apart, and it's nothing but drywall and structure.
Well, since the captain came with me, I don't want to make a decision here that's going to put us in worse trouble if he's not good with it. Because I'm thinking we're not. I'm thinking we're not thinking like Matrix. We're thinking like puny humans, and so my thought is, since we've kind of divided them now, I start shooting through this front door, and just charge through it, or shoot and charge, or open it in towards us. They're not expecting that, and just fire those right at the doorway.
Well, have they already started opening the door and shooting? Because I thought they had.
No, they're banging.
They're banging on it?
Yep.
Yeah, we started the first shots, or at least I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've kind of split them up a little bit. They don't expect us to come out shooting, maybe?
I can even be like, all right, we're coming out. I can go up and like throw the door open, and you can just start shooting.
Okay.
It's like, if you want to, move that dresser out and get behind it for some amount of cover.
I don't need cover.
Okay.
I am going to pump up that agility before he does that.
Ooh, there you go.
So I'll
Cyberzen plus that Matrix feat together.
I'm gonna go ahead and let him get situated, and then I'll be like, we're coming out.
Thank goodness for that 10. Okay.
Nice.
Well, just one dice.
All right. You're going to add that, so it's looks like we got gunfighting plus agility, so 8, 9. Give you 1 for description, so 10.
Okay.
And when I do this, I'm going to throw the door open and then just drop straight down right there.
Nice.
And I'm going to drop to my knees, kind of crouch, so that way I'm lower than the typical shooting level. So if they do happen to lose something, hopefully I'll be lower.
Are you withholding dice to make that work, or no?
That's a valid point. You know what?
We probably all are.
I am.
There you go.
Oh, goodness. Really? 2? That's it. 2.
Curses world. Curses.
I love dice.
Yeah, right?
I'm going to the screen from now on. Get these dice too long in the bag.
Amen. All right, sir. Knuckles. You see the door pop open as Captain Sparky pops it. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Flip that. Captain Sparky, just keep with the direction we've been going. What are you doing there?
Okay, so...
One? Oh, sorry, yeah.
After you open the door.
Yeah, I was like opening the door and dropping down. And then Judge was taking a shot.
And he...
And...
Sorry, he does hit 1. There's a police officer standing there knocking on the door, and he hits him, but he's got a coat on, a vest, so...
Well, at this point, since I had dropped down to like the very floor, I'm going to actually try that fly ability I've got. As in, I'm going to try to go horizontal and pretty much almost like bowl him over. Like, arms out, pretty much try to like hit all their ankles and see if I can like knock them down.
There you go. Now you're going to roll your fly plus your Matrix feat. Sorry, Cyberzen. Matrix feat fly, 5, plus your Cyberzen, 5. Give you 1 on description, so 11. Minus what you roll back.
I'm going to roll 7 dice and try to keep 4.
Oh, and 3 is the only damage coming at you, so I think if it's right, if you're rolling 11, you could roll 8 and still
you're still doing
not
the
take
ones
damage.
cancel a success?
Yes.
Okay. Well, after a cancellation, I've got 2 9s left over.
There you go. All right, making some progress. So he flies out into the hallway, knocks the guy directly in front of the door down, kind of stands up, looking pretty agile. And Knuckles, what are you assessing the situation? What do you do?
Well, I'm still back in the first room with these guys
Oh,
kicking
okay.
the door to come in here. So I figure at this point they're going to start bursting in at the same time as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to let's do a little teleportation actually.
Nice. And you can
Look
teleport
o-
where you see.
Yes, so I'm going to look over at the apparatus that we had set up in this room because I'm assuming that that's made of somewhat more solid material than like a couch or a bed.
Oh yeah, no, good point. Yes.
So I'm going to teleport myself directly behind it, and then basically with both guns out on either side, so having the apparatus right in the middle of me, so just my hands are sticking out, and once they kick through the door, then open fire.
All right. Now you definitely hear a lot more action next door than in front of you to the point where the knocking has stopped. So you probably want to shoot more than wait for them to come in. You're kind of feeling like this
Then
is
I
a
will
moment.
open. Yep, I'll open
There you go.
fire then.
Roll those dice for that gun, +1 for that description, because it's like, yeah, I'm getting behind this.
And for some reason, doves are flying in the hotel now.
Everything goes slow motion. It's glitch.
That's true.
Okay, so let's see. So we got 3 for agility, then another 3 for the gunfighting, so that's 6, and it was +1 you said for the description?
Correct.
So that makes 7. And you know what? I'm gonna go with all 7.
Behind cover?
He got behind the apparatus that you guys brought in. So he got a little cover, but that was a description.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
An extra die for that or not?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use all 7 for this.
All right. No holding back.
Risking it all. All right. So let's see. So there's an 8, and then there's a 1 to knock that out, and all duds the rest of the way through. So it was all show, no substance.
No, man, just a bunch of bullets through the door. You don't hear any you're waiting for that confirmation of, oh, that hurt. Yeah, nothing. Nothing happened there.
We'll just use it as a decoy.
Oh, there
He's
you
made
go.
himself a deterrent.
Yeah.
There's a gun or a flying guy. What do we go for? No.
Yeah.
Which is most important. But when you guys open the door in the other room, you see that they're just police officers and not agents at the moment. It's just SWAT team. So, they've got their SWAT equipment on, that kind of stuff in the hallway, and they're really filling the hallway. There's probably a good 8 SWAT in the hallway. So that's what Captain Sparky and Judge can assess once they can see out there. So, Judge, with that kind of information, what do you feel like doing?
Well, yeah, we got to get out of this room because this room's a kill box.
The hallway's no better, trust me.
Well, true, but the hallway at least leads out somewhere. We can't get anywhere here. Yeah. Did the captain take out a few people or trip any, or are they just still kind of standing there?
He tripped one. He got one guy down. That was it.
And how many we got? So we got 2 in the doorway, or 1 or 2, or
You had 1 in the doorway, but he sees another 7 down the hallway. One of them knocking on the other door.
Or if you want, just hold still and let me try to thin the numbers, and then you can come out.
Okay. Yeah. I can hold off because I was gonna drop my machine gun and switch to shotgun and just go for more spread kind of thing.
So he's going to wait while you're doing your thing. And this is a traditional hotel. There's rooms on either side of the hallway. The hallway goes from one end to the other. So, that kind of thing. Splits it down the middle. So, Captain.
Alright, that guy that I knocked down, what was he armed with?
He just had an MP9. He had a semi-automatic weapon.
I'm actually going to try to go down with him. Maybe, land on my back on his chest. I'm going to try to take the gun from him when I do it and pull one of my other guns out at the same time and stretch one arm down each hallway and just shoot. And I'm trying to shoot it like in between the ankles and knees on these guys.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm going
Definitely.
to see if I can try to at least get some of them down, get them like out of the way, because I'm like, yeah, even if an agent wants to take them over, they're crippled. So, yeah.
I didn't realize there should be some cybers in on all these roles. So
Well,
it's actually,
that.
yeah, gunfighting a 5, cybers in a 5, agility a 3, so 13. It just hit me. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, and then 2 for description. So you're looking at 15 total.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cybers in. You guys are like,
Nice.
yeah, smooth.
All right.
Sorry, I
Well,
should have
guess my
caught
better-
that like about an hour and a half ago, but you know.
It's like, against my better judgment, I'm just rolling like 9 dice right now. So I'll keep the rest of them for defense.
Well, it's only 3 is a minimum you need for defense.
Okay. Well, I'll
So
keep
yeah, if you
6
roll
for
15,
defense then, so.
12. 12 is what you can still roll and not take any damage. Extra doesn't help you because these are mooks.
Yeah. Okay. So, try this. Alright, well, no 1s. And then an 8 and a 9.
Wow, dice are in my favor tonight. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Well, you
Did something.
You're doing that like cross shooting both directions at the same time.
Yeah.
You definitely take out the guy right there that you took the gun from. It's kind of like first shot to him, but then you just can't get it up quick enough and in line to hit everybody else. So you're like trying in your mind, you can envision it. It just doesn't happen. Knuckles, what did you have for this?
Oh, okay. So obviously I'm not hitting anything from where I am, and I don't have a clear line of vision to where everybody is because my door hasn't been kicked open yet. Although I have shot some holes through it.
Not enough to see through, but yeah.
No. But you know what, though? I think maybe enough to maybe weaken the integrity of the door. So let's really jazz this up so we can boost in a little bit of dice here. So Knuckles is just going to kind of step
Look
back
what
a little
that's
bit.
been doing.
Yeah. And to get a running start, just a clear running start going, he's actually going to teleport from one side of the apparatus to the other, and then finish the run by barreling through the door, knocking it out of the way, and just open fire hitting cops as on his way, like slow-mo sideways down to the ground.
Nice. So you got a lot of skills in that description, which is fine. The way we deal with that is the one that has the highest number, which would be the Matrix feat. And then with your Cybers in, that's a 7. You're also using other ones that would allow you to use the Cybers in, so I'm looking at 10 dice total, plus 1 for description, so 11.
Okay. 11? Whew. That's more than I actually have here. All right. Okay, so 11 dice, and I think I will hold 3 back just in case.
There you go.
So that gives me 8 to work with then.
Yep.
All right. Ooh, so far so good. There's 110. There's also a 9, but I rolled a 1 that knocked that out. And, 2 10s altogether. So, let me roll those. And those come up duds. So, 2 successes.
All right. So you pop through the door comes off its hinges, and there's a cop behind it, so there's like this, kind of surfboard action as you're standing on top of a person that's under the door, and then you're just trying to open up your guns on everybody else that's in there, but you're trying to balance too much that you just can't get a straight shot off down the hallway. But you at least took out this one guy. You only see maybe 4 or 5 left somewhere in there.
Okay.
Or 6. All right, Sir Judge. You were kind of holding back there.
Yeah. Well, Tristan, the captain, took out, the ones he was going to take out. I'm just gonna trust that happened.
Yeah.
I
Blind
tossed
faith, I
my
like that.
toss down my machine gun and pull out the shotgun and start just as I'm walking towards the
Stay
door,
down,
pumping
stay down.
rounds. Oh yeah,
I said,
aiming
I'm
high
staying
so I
down.
don't take off the captain.
Oh yeah, right. Don't stand up.
Not standing
So,
up.
And you
pumping
know the
around,
action
hopefully
is
getting the-
down the hallway. Like your doorway is clear. It's just a captain on the
Oh, okay.
ground, but it's the action is left or right of the doorway. As
Oh,
you
even better then. Then obviously he did his job and took all the ones out in that area.
yes.
I'm then gonna jump out into the hallway. I know the room where Knuckles is to the right, so I'm gonna aim down the hallway to the left and start
There you
just
go.
pumping rounds and firing at whoever I can spot.
Nice. And you get to the hallway and you see you just see Knuckles popped out of the hallway like a second before you ran into the hallway. He's ducking, obviously, as long as you don't roll critical failures. We're good.
Okay,
And,
so
+1 on your description, sorry. So it's going to be your gunfighting plus your agility.
which is currently 4. Does
And
the
Cyber's in.
increased attribute continue for the whole
Yes.
combat encounter? Okay.
Yep.
So it's at 4 and a 5 and the cyber's in, so that's 14 plus 1, that's 15.
Nice.
I am going to hold 3 back. So 12. See how this works. Okay, that's a lot of numbers.
Right. I can't for some
1,
reason see the top of them.
2.
I thought I saw
Yeah,
a 10.
5, 10, 5, 3, 8, 5, 1, 2, 8, 3.
So the 1
So it
takes
sounds
out
like-
the 8. I've got a 10.
Oh, yeah. Roll that explosive.
Okay, so just 1.
Mm.
Really? All those
These
dice.
cops
that's
are going to
what I
have you guys in cuffs pretty soon. That's about what I'm looking I mean, you definitely shoot down the hall. You graze somebody because you hear an in pain. But considering that you can't see yourself walking down the hallway because there's just too many bodies, something's got to give. So you got him down about halfway. You know, people are ducking. They're trying to get out of the way. It's not as organized as the SWAT team normally is. So you're like, maybe I can find a path through this. But you really feel like you got to get out of here or else. Just kind of or else. So, Judge, you've got momentum at the moment. What do you see yourself doing this next round?
Which way down the hallway is towards exit? Maybe fire escape or what?
Both
We're on the
sides.
first floor.
Because I imagine there's exits going up and
Okay.
down the side of the building. Or, stairwells both sides of the building.
You know what? I've got Knuckles to my back. I'm gonna go away from where Knuckles is. So down the left down the hall.
Okay.
I'm just trying to clear away.
And most of the cops are to the right. I apologize. So most of the police officers are over to the right, like they were coming down that one room, in file.
Right.
Then that almost makes it better to go left because maybe they've got more backup on the right side. So we can
we don't
go
know
right
till we
into
get
the
there.
lobby. Well, true.
Yeah, more the
We
direction.
just
they
find
were
a window to get. If we can find a window to get outside, that would work too. Well, didn't we
And
have we were supposed to have an escaping now? Never mind.
Yeah, you had a good escape until they
They
sealed
cut
up.
the hard line, yeah.
Yeah, and the hard line.
And the rooms across the hall from us are going to be like interior rooms, so they're not going to have windows, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
You know what? There's more guards to the right. I will help Knuckles drop some as well.
And there's
So I
only
would
like 7 or 6 or so. 6.
Yeah. Well, considering we're dropping like 1 every turn.
Yeah.
If we're lucky.
We're a little rusty.
Right.
You know,
Nobody
at
fought
this
for the
point,
longest time.
I'm not even setting any back for damage.
Oh,
I'm
there we
changing
go.
So 15
Definitely.
dice.
He's got the shotgun. You see the gleam on it as he pumps it.
Pumping it with one hand. What are you talking
Down
about?
to the ground.
Yeah. Release the pain.
Since obviously digital dice isn't doing much better, I'm going back to physical.
Right. At least you can
They're
bitch
doing
at
about
those
the
dice.
same.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so what we got? Takes that one out. Takes that one out. Okay, one extra. Good dud. 3.
3 successes.
Yeah, 3 successes.
There you go.
Okay.
You take out a
2
couple
ones in.
cops, though.
Yeah.
Or SWAT. So you definitely got, people up against the wall, kind of like ducking, all out of their formation. There's a little bit of chaos starting to brew over in the police officer side, and they've lost at least four of their people. So, I mean,
And I'm just making a steady walk. I'm not even stopping. I'm just cockfire. Step. Push my way through.
That's nice. All right, Captain, what you got there? You see a judge walking by you, just and they're
Looks like-
ducking. They're up against the wall.
It's like he's heading towards Knuckles.
He is away from Knuckles. Let's see. He's
I
going.
decided to go right since that's where the more people, which is, I thought Knuckles was on the right side.
I apologize.
Yeah,
Towards
so
Knuckles.
thank
He's
you for
going
that.
past Knuckles, away from safety, right into the middle of everybody. So they're all moving to the sides of the hallway, trying to get out of the way of the shotgun
Right.
that's firing at them.
Well,
So
I'm
he's
gonna
opening up a hole.
I'm gonna stick close to Judge, behind him a little bit, keeping an eye on his tail end to make sure nobody's coming up behind him. And also, as we're passing guards or SWAT teams that he's dropped, I'm gonna see if they've got anything readily available right there that I can use to help. Like if one of them falls and he's got, say, like a tear gas canister or something, I'm gonna see if I can use anything like this to help us out, to help create our escape.
Yeah, I mean they have the semi-automatic weapons, so they're like the MP9s. They're probably like a 1.5 foot, fully automatic to semi-automatic burst fire kind of guns. Pretty nice. Some tear gas, not going to help you too much because you got to breathe the same air, and maybe
Right,
some
yeah.
tasers, that kind of thing. But not tasers, pepper spray. Sorry. But they have shields on their faces, so it's really the gun is probably going to help you the most.
Probably the most, yeah. So
Yeah, I imagine they have the
picking
helmets.
some of those up. Yeah, we're picking some of the guns up, and maybe if I have to, even while Judge is walking, I can kind of like lean around him and shoot up ahead, but always still checking behind to make sure nobody's coming up behind us.
There you go. Yeah, they seem to really be planted on that right side, just trying to, they were all positioned probably at the door, waiting for some madness to happen there, and it came out the door next to them. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
that situation.
Yeah.
I'll give you a +1 for the description. You got your cybers in going into effect, and it sounds like guns are the major part of that.
Yeah, so Cyberzen, agility, and guns.
Yep. And +1.
It's like 14 dice.
Mm-hmm. 3 is the damage in this scenario, so you probably want to hold 3 or something like that. You don't have to.
I'll hold 3 and go to roll 11.
Nice.
Okay. Nope. Took out a 9 and a 10, and everything else was too low. So.
Oh no!
Yeah.
It's looking good.
Didn't botch, but didn't have any successes left over.
You're just you're holding out. You're pulling up guns. You just can't. This one's jammed. Whatever. It's just not hitting. People
Stop
are ducking.
moving!
Yeah. Curses. All right.
Get shot like a man.
Yeah. Jump into the bullet. What are you doing?
It's not bullet time. It's jump into the bullet. All right, Knuckles, you're observing all this.
Don't make fun of me. Don't do
Kinda.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So Judge has now walked over and past me. He's shotgun just a blasting away here.
Yes.
So let's see, and then we've still got a few of them we've got to take care of one way or the other. So I got to go for more of this teleportation. I'm having some fun with this one. So while I'm already kind of lying sideways on the ground, both guns still in hand, I'm going to basically kind of do like a suddenly kind of kick myself up in the air and start spinning sideways, teleport so that I all of a sudden finish the spin on the opposite side of Judge, and then land kind of crouch down to the ground and just start shooting.
Nice. Yeah. Easy enough to do for you because now you can see this whole hallway. So it's like, I'll just end up right there. And that would be +2 on the description.
Okay. So let's see. We got some agility for 3. Zarbazen's another 3. And teleportation glitch is 4. So there's 10. So then +2, 12.
That's it.
And I'll hold on to 3 just to play it safe as well. So that gives me 9 to work with. Das ist gut, das ist good. No,
Nice.
das ist bad. Okay, so once again, 2 10s. So let's roll those. And nope, 2 successes altogether.
2. You can definitely you hit one person, took them down. You still got a few people, but you can almost smell some fear in the hallway, kind of like, no job's worth this. I do need to get back to my family kind of moment happening. Maybe
Keep
one
thinking that.
person is acting possum, like, dude, you didn't even get shot. And you're not even pointing a gun. It just there's a little dynamic happening here. Judge, you notice that some of the people you haven't even shot are acting shot, like
And on that fear, trying to keep that momentum going. Am I getting close to the end of the hallway? Or maybe where it turns, or
one room away from the exit and the elevators.
okay. I want to then. I've just been slowly, just carefully taking a walk. I'm gonna now ramp that up, start running, and I'm even going to run up the wall to take the turn, and shooting down at them, figuring that may
Nice.
push them over the edge. Hopefully.
Oh, hell yeah. So I definitely see the gunfighting and Cyberzen in that one. Just Cyberzen your way over. And the agility. And +1 on description, so 14. Plus, you already had agility increased.
Yeah, so
Pretty sure.
15. Yeah,
There
I
you
got
go.
bumped up by 1.
Nice. Yeah, there's definitely some I don't get paid enough for this going around,
Right.
We count on people like this.
Yeah.
Right.
We really hope that these are the people on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
You know what?
Not
I
the
am
agent.
this time gonna. You know what? No, I'm throwing it to the wind. We gotta push. So I'm not sitting it back. I'm going all out.
Nice.
Okay, reroll that one. No. And surprisingly, no 1s this time.
Nice.
I got even. Oh, there's a hiding it. 4 success.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah.
So apparently, I really pushed them over the edge of paranoia here.
So Judge makes an incredible hole just with the people that are kind of cowards ducking into other rooms that are accessible and leaving their guns, the ones in the hallway just kind of leaving their guns to the side. You guys see a hole right to the stairwell, and nobody hesitates to take it. Just brought the threat rating down to less than 0. So these guys are pretty much cowering in fear, eliminated, not a threat for you. And you're quickly heading to the exit, which would be the first floor, and getting out to that ringing phone across the street. or not even really across the street, like in the parking lot, under this like blinking light kind of thing. Like the operator did a really good job of getting an exit really close. You just had to get out the building, so it's like.
Nice. Good thing.
Cool.
Looking for any garbage trucks?
Yeah, right. No garbage trucks coming at you. But it's
no
about
garbage
that
trucks,
close.
no snow plows, no buses.
Right.
Amen. And you get back to the ship, because that's all it takes to get away from danger. Just pick up that ringing phone, listen to it. You've been teleported instantly back to your bodies into the ship. Loading programs, not a big deal. So you all wake up, but you see a new person on the ship in the holding area, who's all kind of dirty and gross and pale and emaciated, but alive. Looks nothing like he did in the Matrix, as you expect, but the medical crew has got him loaded with the muscle regenerators, so they're feeding electrical pulses into his muscles, and in 2 weeks he will be able to walk, and his eyes will get used to the light. But it's a job well done, More than likely, Captain Sparky will add this guy to his list of crew members. That's kind of how you build your crew.
Yeah, I even walk up and make sure to introduce myself, while he's still looking around.
Yeah, it's like, why is everything so blurry, kind of thing. But
It's okay. It's just drugs.
Yeah. You'll get over it soon.
That's right.
You'll get used to it's just your eyes adjusting, Be the whole mentor type thing, yeah.
Amen. So you guys have successfully completed a mission in the Matrix. That's kind of how the game flows. There's no agents, just because they're kind of a little bit more difficult, something to build up to. But hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves. Yeah. Gets a lot crazier. And the worst thing with the agents is technically more can come. It's just like, okay, there's one, now there's two. Oh shit.
Yeah. You never truly defeat one. The most you can do is slow them down until you can get out of there.
Right. Yeah. A lot of running. So
yeah.
It's kind of tough. Just like people shouldn't really have the gift in this game. Kind of shouldn't throw agents in unless they really deserve it. I figure that's like, your terrorist hot list, number one terrorist they recognize, and then they come. But good job.
Thank you. Good job to you.
Thank you. And it's definitely accessible online. The Unmatrix RPG, I think I put the link in there if you want to try it. It's based on a rule system by Dan Bain, who does Wushu. He did a Wushu Matrix. And so I kind of took that idea for the mechanics to get the cinematic feel into the game. So Dan Bain has some good stuff on there if you're ever interested in checking out indie type games. But thanks for your time tonight. I'll let everybody go, and